NXT really has indeed decided to bring back the classic WWE pay-per-view name since the main roster seemingly refuses to do so. Vengeance Day in relation to Vengeance, Great American Bash, and now No Mercy. Just gonna hope for Armageddon, No Way Out, and Unforgiven to be brought back for future NXT pay-per-view events. Ha, get it? Gotta get the F out when it comes to the sequence of placing the No Mercy video game into the console. But also, I gotta take off 3 sins for the nostalgia of the old No Mercy game. Man, those were great days for the WWF and a fabulous opening for this No Mercy event. Can I just say that I love the old school graphics for the modern day WWE wrestlers? Makes me wish they could re-release the entire No Mercy video game with the modern day roster. Don't change the graphics or anything. I'd bring back Maracle Gaming for this. Braun Breaker's outfit seems to get fluffier and fluffier with every pass in NXT pay-per-view. If this keeps up, he'll be wearing a full dog costume at WrestleMania. Man, Baron Corbin arriving on a motorcycle in reference to both the American Badass gimmick of The Undertaker and Baron's own Lone Wolf gimmick was freaking amazing. I'll take off 2 more sins and hope that we can get out of the negative soon. I'm sorry, but Vic Joseph's attempt at fake coffin was so obviously poor. Don't ever do that again. Just be in awe at the motorcycle.
Separate entrances, Bakersfield.
Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Baron Corbin parked the motorcycle, then slowly walked down the ramp while keeping his eyes on Braun Breaker. And he somehow didn't see Braun running toward him and leaping over the top rope? I call massive bullshit on that. Also, pre-match assault.
Braun ain't gonna give a damn.
That has got to be the worst security I have ever seen. Simply telling Braun Breaker to stop hitting Baron Corbin before the match starts instead of getting him off Baron and into the ring so the referee can ring the bell. Well, it's a good thing that Baron was to show up on his motorcycle, otherwise I'd be questioning why the steel stairs are conveniently placed in a perfect position next to the announce table so that wild shit can happen without the need of physical labor.
What are you doing?
He's joining up with Grayson Waller to own the obsessed fans of Taylor Swift. What the fuck do you think he's doing? I'm just saying, if the table doesn't break from the force of someone Baron's size landing on it, then it should not break when anybody else hits it. He's literally the biggest wrestler competing tonight on the entire match card. Well, looks like Shawn Michaels was annoyed at Vic Joseph's commentary and switched off his microphone. That, or he just wanted to troll him DX style. Regardless, there's no commentary for like 3 minutes. I would say this looks brutal, but all I can think about is Braun sticking his ass right in Baron's face like he's Rikishi.
Climbing the ladder.
For once, I look at the amazing Hurricane Rana from Braun Breaker and add a sin instead of removing one. And that's simply because his leg slipped off of Baron Corbin before the ladder could flip forward. It's still amazing, don't get me wrong. But a sinner's got a sin. Also, what ladder?
See this.
Probably didn't get the job done because Baron slipped off of Braun before the power slam could fully connect with him.
And bring it. Is he going to be able to...
He want to test this young man.
Baron Corbin taunts Braun Breaker and dares him to attack again, so Braun's next move is to run at him full speed and slow the fuck down so that his leg does little to no damage to his opponent. Wait, what? And why was the pre-match brawl far more entertaining than the actual match itself here?
Get out. Breaker able to...
Probably didn't work because he's not John Cena.
Braun Breaker that he...
Wow, Baron didn't have much strength to connect the end of days, so Braun's backflip was mostly all him trying to get out of it. Amazing athleticism by Braun Breaker. Now when is he going to dominate on the main roster already? Discount Ultimate Warrior. Like I said before, the table doesn't break when the full force of Baron Corbin flying in the air hits it, but it breaks when Braun Breaker falls on it. I get that a choke slam was involved, but it still doesn't make much sense to me, given the height differences of the falls. So, is Braun Breaker part Ultimate Warrior and part Undertaker now? Or is he just no-selling? Either way, I'm sinning it.
What the hell is he doing?
I could really care less about Robert Stone getting involved if I'm being perfectly honest. Kinda ruined the match here. Dragon Lee attempting to measure the size of the camera pointing directly at him. About 12 inches in length. Now the width, please. Don't get me wrong, whoop that trick is a cute catchphrase and it seems to be getting over with the crowd. But Booker T adding his own words in between each beat is just making this entrance more cringe. Like, dude, just let the moment sell itself. I just want to say, I cringed in pain when I saw Dominic Mysterio's massive black eye, and I gotta take a sin off for his dedication to WWE for competing with that shiner, while also competing on both NXT and the main roster. It's actually inspiring when you truly think about it. Dragon Lee must have been told that you had to look like your life sucks when you're the referee of a match holding up a championship for the audience to see.
Hit that drop kick, but now.
Yes, I get that it's Dragon Lee's first time being a referee here, but even he should know that you're supposed to be facing the shoulders during a pinfall instead of counting away from the visibility. Otherwise, how do you truly know if the shoulder is down or not? A majority of this match is Dominic Mysterio yelling at Dragon Lee instead of focusing on Trick Williams. Typical. Dominic can't even last 1 minute in this match before deciding to quit and run away with his NXT North American Championship title. He took like 1 or 2 drop kicks from Trick Williams. No one cares what's trending. You literally just turned your back on your opponent after throwing him into the ring just to say it's your time. That in and of itself means that it's not your time because you're not even focused.
I'm a Trick Williams fan. I'm the one.
Dominic Mysterio is addicted to Trick Williams. That sure as hell didn't take long at all. Plus, that's what Trick gets for turning his back on his opponent almost immediately after taking control of the match. Lot to learn here.
Knee into the cover, hook the inside.
Trick Williams already kicked out well before Dragon Lee could count to 2, so that was actually a 1 count, rookie ref. What is it with everybody constantly turning their backs on their opponents lately? It happens in almost every match now.
I've seen it and it looks beautiful.
With all the drop kicks that Trick Williams has been connecting in this match, I figured it'd only be a matter of time before one of them misses Dominic Mysterio completely, yet he still falls as if he got hit.
Into the cover, title.
Dragon Lee really needs to work on his officiating skills here if I'm being perfectly honest. Dominic's shoulders are not where his ass is located.
Mysterio. Oh!
The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point in the match, cliche. But also, this somehow is enough to knock out Dragon Lee for like 5 minutes. Dragon has taken much more damage than that throughout his wrestling career, yet easily gets knocked out from a single kick. Does putting on the referee shirt deplete your stamina to like 1%?
Oh, finally!
Well, that was awkward. Trick Williams, after being delayed the count, hears a 1 count and gets off of Dominic to complain. Honestly, I'm more shocked Trick didn't ask, who the hell are you and where is Dragon Lee, compared to, what are you taking so long for?
Good. This matchup going to continue.
That was random. Dominic Mysterio was in control of Trick Williams, but then chooses to intentionally knock out the second referee. I'm truly just left in confusion at what's going on here.
It was inadvertent.
Bullshit.
Again.
Dominic Mysterio's shoulder is clearly off the canvas, so this invisible pinfall should not count for anything. Even invisible pinfalls have their rules. How the hell is Dragon Lee still knocked out? It's not like he was put through a damn table or suffered 15 curb stomps.
And Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio loses the match after Trick Williams missed the running knee to his face, while the NXT North American title also did not even connect with his own face. The only reason I was shocked that Trick Williams won is because he literally used the Force to win. Also, given the fact that Dominic Mysterio ends up winning back the NXT North American Championship just 3 days later, I'm truly questioning whether Trick was actually supposed to win tonight or not, based on the knee that never connected to the face perhaps. Can I just say that I absolutely enjoyed this dinner gathering for the 4 teams competing in tonight's NXT Tag Team Championship match? It was a nice little addition to what's coming up. Maybe WWE should consider doing more of these entertaining dinner segments for match competitors. And then Brutus Creed gets pissed at Julius Creed for shoving him instead of firing up for the match. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Creed brothers disbanded. The end. Discount Wolverine. Hugh Jackman is definitely going to be pissed while Ryan Reynolds is fanboying out of his mind. As always, gotta send this match for not abiding by the true rules of a fatal 4-way match, where 1 member of each team should be legal compared to 2 entire teams being absent from the match entirely. That still doesn't, and nor will ever make sense, no matter how much it's explained.
A machine. Oh, wow.
I was about to send Julius Creed for reacting too late, but after realizing he was only faking it to mock Angel Garza, now I'm gonna remove a sin for the comedy.
Whoa, now all 8 superstars.
There are no disqualifications in a fatal 4-way match, so I'm honestly surprised the entire match hasn't been these 4 teams legally brawling it out like they're CM Punk backstage.
2-on-1. Wait a minute. Julius.
Alright, that was a cool moment for Julius Creed to avoid OTM and then jump out of the ring onto Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. As you can see, the referee clearly never sees Angel tagging Humberto as he is tending to the injured Tony D'Angelo, and yet somehow this tag is legal? If the referee never sees anything, then it never happened. Explain the hundreds of times we've seen that over the years.
Dax looking over, and now
I guess we're even now? First the referee never saw Humberto get tagged in, yet declared it a legal tag. And now he never sees Angel tag himself back in, yet declares it a legal tag? What is even going on here anymore?
and look at Carrillo.
Okay, I don't see how swinging stacks like a kid on a playground ride was going to make their double team move any more effective compared to just hitting the move. If anything, it gives Stacks a little joyride first so we can have fun.
That moment where they do.
Now that is great double teaming by Angel and Humberto. How is it that only now they are getting the spotlight after years of failure in both singles and team in action? Ivy Nile must have been bored from the Creed brothers not being part of the action for some time and had to find some way to entertain them. So let's kick the guy who used to bring champagne to Carmella all the time before flipping everywhere. Well, because Vic Joseph asked the question aloud if Angel Garza was going to tap out, it's safe to say that Angel Garza is not going to tap out. That's usually how it works, with the damn commentators constantly jinxing the momentum of wrestlers.
Look at the bodies that are just hitting the floor.
Love that song, but haha, fuck you.
He's rolling down.
Tony D'Angelo clearly had trouble walking to the ring on his leg, but the moment he jumps into the ring, no leg problems whatsoever. You mean to tell me that two big wrestlers weighing close to a combined 900 pounds can break the ring on a superplex, but 8 wrestlers weighing a combined 1,800 pounds can't break the ring on a superplex? I know it's supposed to be a cool moment, but that is a severely flawed logic. 11 minutes into this 12-minute match, do we really want to be going back to the staring? We're doing so good and the crowd is into it too. Don't lose the momentum.
Look at us, we at the mountaintop.
Just by saying that, Carmelo Hayes ultimately jinxes his chances of retaining the NXT Championship later tonight. Shame. Boy, the brand split must really mean nothing since main roster wrestlers can be champions of NXT, or in Butch's case, challenging for an NXT trophy. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that NXT actually brought pyrotechnic machines so that we can activate the non-pyro pyrosin, but didn't even bother to bring in the actual fireworks? That's just lame. I'm guessing Metaphor hates the color red based on the designs we got on the stage for their entrance. You know, I can handle CGI graphics when they're not in my face, but to add in the Star Wars hyperspace effects surrounding our entire vision is really making me dizzy.
Think about it. I love tennis.
Damn, 50 seconds into the start of the first round and Booker T is already bored. Anybody who brings up tennis during a wrestling match clearly doesn't give a shit about what's going on around them.
Vic, he's gonna bring.
Oh great, more meme material. The rules state that a disqualification ends the entire match immediately no matter the score, and if disqualifications are a thing, why isn't Noam Dar getting disqualified for hitting Butch after the round had ended? Make it make sense.
He didn't call a foul or anything. It was legal.
No, it was not legal at all. Seriously, Booker T is without a doubt one of the worst commentators of 2023 with his dumbass takes like that. Don't worry, I said one of because I haven't forgotten about Kevin Patrick here.
Why are you looking at?
Give him his flowers.
Why are you being
instead of trying to-
Miss
Will you two just shut the fuck up already and call the freaking match? Do I gotta do the job myself?
The Brawling Brutes, a cheap shot.
The Roman Reigns effect has really taken over, and by that I mean I've been so tired of seeing constant outside interferences at the hands of the Bloodline that it's caused every outside interference from anyone else to look like the worst type of booking we've ever seen. Damn you, Bloodline. The moment Butch sees Tyler Bate keeping watch on the rest of Metaphor, he should have honestly just hopped back in the ring to keep up his assault on Noam Dar. This is really not giving a good look to the match. Are we at the 6th round yet?
He's just talking his way.
Butch wins.
Well, that just confirms that none of Butch's punches affected Noam Dar since the latter is already back to locking in submissions. And Butch was pounding his face in non-stop for a good 45 seconds. How did that not do any damage?
I don't know how. Dar kicked out.
Wrong, Vic. That was Butch who kicked out. Noam Dar was the one who was trying to get the victory from the pin.
And once again.
Just like Noam Dar should have been disqualified earlier for attacking Butch after the round had ended, Butch also should be disqualified for attacking Noam Dar after the round has ended. So much for all these rules, am I right?
Not like this.
Quit your cheerleading, Vic. You're not helping this match get any better. We're better off just moving on to the next one.
Wolfgang.
I'll be honest, I'm too pissed off from the lack of rule following in the match to even give a shit about Gallus suddenly appearing and attacking Tyler Bate. Because you can already tell this will lead to Butch letting go of Noam just to go after them, which in turn leads to Noam getting the cliched win. Next. Nice that NXT is bringing back the Deadline pay-per-view, but are we still seriously calling it Deadla 1-in? Since it's the 2nd edition, can it be Deadla 2-in? This match is not even the main event of No Mercy, yet both Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes are getting the dramatic walk to gorilla position sequence instead of Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. Boy, this gives me sad reminders of the time The Undertaker had a 22-0 casket set up for Brock Lesnar almost 10 years ago at WrestleMania, and, well, we all sadly know what happened as a result of that. Same thing applies for Carmelo Hayes here.
Your way to success in this big.
Yikes, I won't lie, that was actually a badass way to start the NXT Championship match with that immediate boot to the face. Made me believe Ilya Dragunov was going to finish off Carmelo Hayes early.
I don't know if Carmelo Hayes is going to be able to get back into it.
The match has only been going on for 1 minute, and Vic Joseph immediately believes that Carmelo Hayes won't be able to get back into the action. Talk about giving up on your NXT champion so quickly.
I'm going right back in. Now, Carmelo.
Hey Vic, what was that you were saying less than a minute ago about Carmelo Hayes not being able to get back into the action? Ha, that's what I thought. The clothesline was badass, but what was with the sudden flip forward? Did John Cena show up to give Ilya Dragunov a DDT for no reason? Maybe this is how John wants to win his 17th world title in WWE. Plot twist. I'm torn between two choices here. I'm either sinning Ilya Dragunov for completely missing Carmelo Hayes' head with that boot, or I'm sinning Ilya for being a dick to his own Dragunovs, considering he basically teabagged the back of Carmelo's head in this sequence.
It's special.
Ugh, so unsanitary.
Dragunov, though, turning right around.
You literally just got kicked in the face with so much force. How the hell are you still moving like it never happened?
It's shipping, Dragon.
Booker T's delayed reaction to Ilya Dragunov kicking out of the pin. Come on, guys, work with me here.
2.
What do you bet Carmelo Hayes is getting pissed off not because Ilya Dragunov is still in the match, but because Ilya is trying to strip him naked in front of the whole world? I'd honestly be getting pissed off too in that exchange.
NXT Championship is on the line.
In case you somehow didn't know that by the introductions, the title being held up by the referee, or the CGI graphics we just placed in front of you.
Torpedo didn't get caught.
Fucking what? Did Ilya Dragunov also attend the Seth Rollins School of Learning How to Sell or something?
Dragunov.
Much as there was a lot of no-selling in this match, I gotta give Ilya Dragunov props for becoming the second wrestler to have been NXT UK champion and NXT champion. Yes, I know WWE somehow doesn't recognize Braun Breaker as the first, which is stupid, but to me, it counts. I'll take off 2 cents here. Previously on NXT No Mercy, in a flashback to a match that has no impacts on the main event or the rest of this night. Not gonna lie, cool as it was to see Becky Lynch finally win the NXT Women's Championship, this really feels like it was just done to get her to have that on her title record. Plus, having main roster wrestlers win NXT titles has really gone overboard recently. Wah wah. Becky Lynch makes her entrance, but then realizes she forgot to bring in the shopping cart containing the weapons, as though it was supposed to be some big surprise reveal, and it honestly would have been had we not already seen her with it earlier tonight. Probably should have just entered with the shopping cart instead of the reveal moment.
NXT Women's Championship 2.
Even from the camera angle we were watching from, it was still pretty obvious that Tiffany Stratton did not get hit by the chair at all. The jumping as high as you can maneuver also did not help her case in this moment either.
That's someone of the crew.
Damn, even the hard hat wanted nothing to do with this match.
And at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
Actually, it's, if at first you don't succeed, then you're probably not Christian freaking Maracle. Okay, that sounded better in my head.
Blame some of the NXT universe.
Well, that was oddly convenient for these two women to happen upon someone working with Becky Lynch while fighting in the crowd.
Universe, because it was a swing of a chair.
Becky Lynch was watching Tiffany Stratton since climbing the barricade and somehow didn't see the obvious kendo stick in her hand and figure out that she would try and use it to counter. Tiffany Stratton pulls out a toolbox from underneath the ring and chooses to parade around with it instead of using it immediately against Becky Lynch. Didn't you lose the NXT Women's Championship to Becky because you underestimated her? Why do that a second time?
Lynch. Oh!
Wrestler who sets up a chair in the corner tends to be the one who ends up getting thrown into it cliche. Based on Tiffany Stratton underestimating Becky Lynch a lot, are we surprised she activated this cliche tonight?
Yourself in position as far as losing that championship.
3 more sins. There's no other words I can use to describe how terribly timed that moment was.
He's gonna test your metal.
Things.
With all due respect to the $1 billion movie, I was really hoping to see something more brutal than Barbie doll pieces. If you weren't going to bring in thumbtacks, then at least use Legos. Those are just as, if not more, brutal. Those who disagree with me have obviously never stepped on a Lego in their life.
Slap in the face, don't you?
You can even hear the crowd booing the Barbie doll pieces because they expected something more severe to be in that bag.
No, this time it is.
Oh my, the brutality!
Getting a few souvenirs.
This entire sequence of Becky Lynch throwing Barbie doll pieces at Tiffany Stratton instead of something that actually looks brutal and extreme. This goes on for quite some time.
Leg drop.
That was without a doubt one of the worst leg drops onto a garbage can I've ever seen. Becky Lynch's leg had already hit it before she ever leaped off the second rope, or in her case, slide off the rope because she never seems to jump ever.
Into the cover, maybe.
That pin would not be illegal though, considering Tiffany's shoulders are hidden inside a garbage can, thus the referee wouldn't be able to see them.
Enough for you.
5 steel chairs are not enough. 10 steel chairs are not enough. We need all the chairs, even all the ones the fans are sitting in.
On display, you were talking about.
More terrible timing and coordination from both wrestlers in this main event. I expected a lot of pain to come from the wrestlers being hit by weapons, but the only pain being felt is my constant cringing at how terrible this is.
Who?
Seriously? Tiffany Stratton asks where did she go, and Vic Joseph pretends he has no idea who she is? Unless there's an invisible third woman competing in this match, who the fuck do you think Tiffany is talking about, dumbass?
To Cactus Bex!
Thanks for ruining it with that Cactus Bex name, Vic. But also, this is a shame because Becky Lynch pulls out a baseball bat with barbed wire, uses it one time, and then completely forgets all about it for the rest of the match. Haha, the table didn't break.
Swanton again! Regain the...
The Swanton Bomb probably didn't help Tiffany Stratton win the match because her name is not Jeff Hardy.
How's he gonna hang any longer?
Tiffany Stratton landing on the chairs with her moonsault followed by the manhandle slam on the chairs was at least an extreme way to end this otherwise not so good match. I'll give them those props.